Hello from the Bureau of Meteorology. It is Monday. This is a weekly weather outlook. We're going to cover the two major stories for the weather over the coming week. One in the south with the next round of heat and fire weather on the way, and showers and storms getting extensive across the northern half of the country too. First, a quick look at our pressure and frontal map, and it's very benign as we begin the new week, with the major weather system for the next few days not kicking in until about Tuesday, where we are going to see these two low pressure systems in the Bight merge together and become one low pressure area, which moves towards Tasmania by around about Wednesday. Now, the important thing with this is not the rainfall, but it's the wind which this low will be generating, particularly on the eastern side, which is this side of the low pressure area. We'll start to see this gusty wind again from the north across southeastern parts of the country. It is a hot, dry wind which is going to blow across all of these eastern states through the middle of this week. Let's check out how that will affect the temperatures, starting with a look at Monday's maximum temperatures, that is today's maximum temperatures. And if you look at the purple area here in Western Australia, that's where the heat is concentrated at the moment. 40 to 45 degrees for many out there, still quite warm through much of the centre of the country. However, on Tuesday, when we start to see the development of the lows in the south, we'll see that heat spread into South Australia as high as 47 degrees in some areas and still warming through many in the east. Then Wednesday, this will be the warmest day of the week for large parts of eastern Australia as those 40-degree plus temperatures move into New South Wales and northern Victoria. We're looking at 36 for Melbourne, 30 for Hobart, 32 in Adelaide. Then on Thursday, the heat continues for parts of New South Wales. That'll be the warmest day of the week for Sydney, 36 in the CBD there, but could be as high as 39 or 40 in the western suburbs. Also on Thursday, we'll start to see some of that warmth into southern parts of Queensland with high 30s and low 40s there. This heat is going to contribute to elevated fire conditions. I'm going to jump straight to Wednesday because that's what we'd call the spike day. This is the peak day for these dangerous fire conditions across the southeast, where we get the heat, we get the dry, gusty winds as well. In fact, we can zoom in a little bit to the area likely to be most affected and see these widespread extreme fire danger ratings across Western Victoria, southern New South Wales and southeastern parts of South Australia, including the Mount Lofty and Flinders Ranges near Adelaide. This is of particular concern because there is still a major bushfire at the moment just in here, northwest of Ballarat, with those fire crews working hard to get that under control and contained before this next bout of dangerous fire conditions. Let's switch up the pace a little bit and start looking at northern Australia, and then we're going to be looking at the extent of the showers and storms because each day it gets a little further, a little wider than the last. So Monday, mostly looking at northern parts of Queensland as seeing some stormy weather. Tuesday though, those storms spread into western Queensland and central parts of the Northern Territory. Now we're looking at Wednesday, those storms get further into Queensland and the NT, as well as impacting parts of northern WA. Thursday, continue to see the southwards movement of the moisture, the instability and the stormy weather into central parts of the continent, and to round out the week, that will be pushing into parts of the west as well. All this means is once we get to the end of the week, we put all the rainfall together on the one map. It's quite extensive across northern Australia. Widespread rainfall between 20 and 100 millimetres across almost all of northern Queensland. Could see some heavier values than that through this area here in the centre. Much of Northern Territory seeing wet weather, as is the far north of WA. And across the southern half of the country, considerably drier with those warm and windy conditions being the major player. So those are the two key factors, but if you'd like a little more detail for your own region, find your local forecast at the Bureau's website or app. Thanks very much for checking in.